Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, Austin Creed. My friends, we're going to revisit the government. Yes, so my last episode, we talked about this. If you haven't seen it, that's fine. You don't need to have seen it to listen to this one. But I talked about how the government sees you. Now, as a human being, we tend to see other people as people, right? Unless we are, how do I put this? Bad, or we are fanatics of a certain religion, the religion of pieces, as I call it. You might be seen as less than human potentially, but we usually see other people as individuals, right? Well, in the eyes of the government does not see you as a person. That's why you have a social security number. You are a number or an entity of a larger entity that is the United States of America. If you're a legal alien, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Go about getting a citizenship card and a social security number. But if you have a social security number, then that is who you are. You represent that number. Now, I want to get one thing totally clear. I am not a lawyer. I am a pre-law undergrad studier. So this is not legal advice. Do not, under any circumstances, use this information for legal purposes. The lawyer's out of the room? Am I good? Is the FBI agent listening to me? Did he write that down? Okay, good. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so let's get back to the actual show. I always found it so funny when I go on the internet and I look at stuff on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever, and everybody knows why you're there. If you're there to look at SARMs or steroids or whatever, and the guy's like, I'm not a doctor, and nobody should listen to anything that I say, but do this. Like, come on, bruh. It's like, we all know why we're here. You know why you're here. This is a video about how the government sees you. So obviously, we're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to discuss it. So in the eyes of the government, you are a number. And you, the human being, are representative of that number. Now, this is not a conspiracy theory. If you look this up or you read law journals, you will understand what we're talking about, okay? This is not a conspiracy theory. If you think it is, I don't know how to help you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to help you right now. This helped me tremendously. I'm trying to help you. That's why you usually get a lawyer. He is not representing you. He is representing the you, that it's a social security number that you represent. That is who is being represented. Because when you file a case, you file it against somebody's government name. Because their government name is an identifier for that social security number. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody tracking so far? Okay, good. That is how the government sees you. And that is one of the reasons why I'm not a big marriage guy, is because in marriage, it is a corporate merger. There's a scene, I love watching TV shows, movies, and whatnot when I have the time, or sometimes as background noise when I'm working on this show, or I'm working on my books, or whatever. And there's this line that I love from the new Looney Tunes reboot. Anybody seen this, the Looney Tunes show? I think it's on HBO. I'm not sponsored by them. This is just me talking about a scene from that show. But in the show, Foghorn Leghorn plays the guy who's like a CEO of, I think the company's supposed to be like Google or Amazon or something, but obviously it's not called that. But he then talks about like, they don't want to sell. So do we attempt a hostile takeover or do we withdraw our offer? The hostile takeover and the merger language, like, do we go forward with the merger? Do we not go forward with the merger? A merger, that's what marriage is in the eyes of the law. It is a corporate merger. That is why I'm a big believer of love is a transaction. Now, of course, if you read the romance novels, you watch enough TV, whatever, you're going to add the romance element, and that's fine. Totally get it. You're a human. I get it. Here's the problem, though. You need to look at things legally, because let me tell you, in a marriage, you're probably thinking, oh, Austin, we're in love, man. My love's like no other love. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's stupendous. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's amazing, whatever. But when it comes to a divorce, where's God then? Where's the love then? We'll get it through, Austin. It's going to be great. Where's that in the divorce? The answer is nowhere. It's nowhere to be found. It's nowhere to be found. Dial tone. What you see is lawyers, memorandums, serving papers, divorce attorneys, divorce court, family court. By the way, for those of you who don't know, family court is not under the judicial branch of government in the United States. It is under the executive branch of government. That is why your ex-wife could get up there and lie and not be charged with perjury, because there's no enforcement there. They don't have actual authority from the judicial branch. It comes from the executive branch of government. That is why the whole system is not your friend. The system is not your friend. The system is meant to keep you in check. It's meant to keep you in line. You are a cog in a wheel, or more accurately, you are a line of code in the computer that is the United States of America. That is exactly why today's sponsor is expect. No, I'm joking. It's not. I got you, didn't I? No. But VPNs actually do help a little bit. But in all seriousness, the government sees you as a number. But you, the human being, the government name you have that you were given at birth, that is who you represents that number, who represents you. And that is why you get a lawyer who they say represents you, but they're not talking about you, whether your name is Jack or Jill or Jacobson or whatever. That's not who that person represents. They represent the social security number that is registered under Jack or Jill or Jacobson or whoever else there is. That is how that works. So that is why I'm not a big believer in giving out government name information to everybody. That is why I'm not a huge fan of giving out information that is important to you. Gentlemen, if a woman ever tries to get your information like that, they're probably trying to look you up online. They're probably trying to hand you over to the paranormal investigator who's going to look your ass up, and they're going to look at your social security number, going to look at your credit history, going to look at where you lived, where you went to high school, who your best friend is, what the first and last letter of your name's dog is, what your mother's maiden name is, all that crap. They're going to look all that shit up. So my friends, look, I don't know how to say this on all the other terms. The government wants to keep you in check and wants to fuck you over in plain English. Because it suits their needs. Because the government is meant to keep you in check. Now, the people were supposed to put the government in check if you read the Federalist Papers or the Brutus Papers, but they fumbled the bag. They said, we'll trade our security, our freedoms for some extra security. Well, congratulations. That's exactly what you got, except now they're both guarding you and themselves against you. That is why I don't trust the government. I worked for the government when I was in the Air Force, top secret clearance. I've talked about this all before. If you want to look, I'll be honest with you. I do so many shows, so many episodes of this show. I don't remember everything that I say or where I said it or what episode I said it or whatever. Okay? If you want to know something that I've said or you want to recall something or bring it up to me, please DM me on X at Sheep Get Sheared. Look for Austin Creed. I have the blue check mark. You'll find me. You can look. My DMs are wide open. You're more than welcome to hit me up over there. I can answer your questions. Because at the end of the day, I'll do my best, but I don't remember everything I almost have 300 episodes of this show, okay? I don't remember everything out of every episode that I ever said. Okay? But the government does not forget. That's why they track everything, and that's why everything is tagged to your social security number. And that's why when people want to look, the first thing people ask for is your government name or your legal name, because that name is tied to your social security number. That is why they want that information. So that's why a lot of people like to go by pseudonym names, whether they're authors or whatnot. That's why people have nicknames or titles or whatever. That is why. It's because when you're always using your government name, you tend to put yourself at risk. I put myself at risk on this show all the time. But it's worth it to me because I want to help you understand how you are being played. I was played for a long time, and sometimes I still spot the little subtle things here and there. But I want you to not get caught up in the web of deceit, the web of lies, and have your resources taken from you through the front door or the back door. That is why I call this show the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast. Most people are sheep, and the wolves are so clever that they shear you instead of slaughtering you, because if they slaughtered you, guess what? You can't produce anything after that. Instead, they shear your coat, and then they come back when it's grown back and they do it again. That is exactly why I don't want that to happen to you. Or I want you to minimize it as much as possible. Because I realized that I don't want to just help myself. I want to help you. I wish someone had given me this information earlier. This can help you with a business. This can help you navigate the world in a way that will help you get ahead faster. For example, when you interact with the police, you want to pay very close attention, because if you think about it, cops are bureaucrats. They're enforcers. Now, that's not meant to diminish their humanity. I love the police. They're the thin blue line that keeps the animals away from the human beings. But you need to realize that they will use fear tactics to try to get you to confess. They will try to get things from you as much as possible. And you need to know your rights, because they will test you. You can't just say, I know my rights. They're going to test you in multiple different ways. For example, again, this is not legal advice. You can use this at your own risk. When it comes down to it, whenever they say the words could or should or may, you need them to clarify. For example, they say, if you don't do this, we could arrest you. You say, well, are you or are you not? If you want me to do something, say, do this or I will arrest you. Not I may, say you will. See that affirmative language? Because then when they say may, that means they could or could not. Which means that then you could be giving up something for no actual reason. You need to realize your rights, and they're going to test you. So you need to brush up on these. Brush up on the amendments. Because these are very important for you to identify yourself as a non-sheep. You'll be more of a ram. You'll have more horns to combat the wolves and their claws and their teeth. The knowledge, the wisdom, the awareness you have will be the horns that keep you from the claws and the jaws of the wolves. Because the sheepdogs are supposed to help you, but the sheepdogs are not always what they used to be. There are still great sheepdogs out there, and I appreciate them, but they are a dying breed. And a lot of them are throwing in with the wolves. So you need to be aware of what's happening to you. My friends, if you have any questions on this, I'll do my best. But again, I'm not a legal professional. I am a law learner. So again, do not ever use anything I've ever told you for legal purposes. This is not legal advice. This is just something I have found for myself that I want to help you navigate the world, because it is my desire and my passion to help people with their lives and to better their lives and to become better and more informed, more vigilant human beings. That is my goal, and I hope I did that for you today. My friends, stay informed, stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep questioning everything. I'm out of here. Peace.